guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. Now, today's reading will be an extended weekend reading focusing on the energies surrounding us on this last weekend of the year. Okay, so from December 29th through the 31st, the last weekend in December, last weekend in 2007. For the reading today, I will be pulling 3 cards from the Sun and Moon Tarot deck and 1 additional card from the Earth Magic Oracle card deck. Okay. Once again, I will remind you that the messages are general, so they may or may not resonate with you. In order to have a personalized reading focusing specifically on what is going on in your life right now, you would need to get a private reading from me. Okay, if you're interested, check out my website. It's Changing Phases Tarot my email is changingphasestarot@gmail.com, and the website is changingphasestarot.weebly.com. All right, so let's get into our reading. Let's figure out, what do we need to know for this last weekend of the year? What are the energies for December 27th through the 29th, the last weekend of December? What are the energies surrounding us? What are the messages? Okay. So, interesting. Those came out very quickly. All right. I'll pull this from the bottom of the deck as well. And let me go ahead and pull from the Earth Magic deck, and then we'll get into the meaning of our reading. So, Spirit, what additional message do you have for the weekend of December 27th through the 29th? I'm sorry, the 29th through the 31st, the last weekend of the year. And we have Solitude. Hold this up so you can see it. Okay. And the card is called Island. All right. Let me set these up here for us. So we have the Solitude card. We will go ahead and put it right there. Let's see if I can place these so we can see them as well as our overall energy, which is right here. And we are missing some beautiful stone. Let's see. Need a crystal for this one. And one for this one. Okay. I think we have everything now. Can we see? Let me move these over just one little bit. There, I think that's better. All right, so starting off with the first card. This is the card that was at the bottom of the deck, so the overall energy for the weekend. This is Major Arcana number 8, Justice. The first card, or the energy in the past, or as we enter into this last weekend, is the Prince of Cups. Followed by, in the middle of the reading, 4 of Wands. In this deck, the card is called Completion. And the outbound energy, we have another Wands card, the 8 of Wands. And in this deck, it's called Swiftness. Okay. All right. So, beginning with the Justice card. Now, this is as a major tarot. Let me see. A major tarot. Major Arcana. I was trying to see how many. You have just the one. But this guides, the whole reading. This is the overall energy for the weekend. So with the Justice card, this is a card that is associated with balance. It's associated with justice, like the name of the card suggests. So you might be dealing with something having to do with courts or legal proceedings, settlements, things like that. If so, this card usually usually says that everything is going to work out fine. Things, there's going to be a balanced decision. Things are going to go in your favor. So a favorable outcome if that's the case. This card also has to do with or if there's some type of balance needed, right? It's asking us to kind of look at the situation very honestly, evaluate, sort of weigh everything. You see the scales here, weigh everything up, right? If there's a decision to be made, weigh everything up. And we have here, that there's a feather on one side, right? And we have a heart on the other side. And the scales here, they kind of bring into balance the present and the future as well. If you can see the little markings on here, there's a balance with this card, right? There might be some type of important decision surrounding this, what's going on during this weekend, the weekend of the 27th through the 29th. Well, we can see how everything, or how this ties in with the other cards as we move through the reading here. But in general, this is a card of if for some reason you have experienced some type of, wrongdoing, if somebody has treated you unfairly, or if you have felt in the past that you have been treated unfairly, this is also a card that lets you know that, cause and effect is at play as well. Okay, so you might see different things in your life kind of balance out. You're seeing this cause and effect play out in some way. If somebody did something to mistreat you in the past, or you felt as though they got away with something and you were left with the short end of the stick, and you felt very upset about that, this card comes in to say, don't worry, you acted fairly, you acted honestly and ethically, acted responsibly, and this could be divine order to the universe, and the other person getting what they rightly deserve at this time. So there's that as well. So let's take a look here, going through the cards with the Prince of Cups here. So Cups energy, this has to do with our feelings, has to do with our emotions. The Cup suit is also a very intuitive suit, right? And the Prince, usually, so with the court cards in the tarot, they can be actual people that we are dealing with, right? If so, then this would typically be like a younger, I would say. It could be a more middle-aged person, and with the general readings, they're not at all gender specific, so this could be male or female here. In this deck, the Prince of Cups, this would be the Knight of Cups in the traditional tarot deck, and typically we think of knights as being, more to middle-aged individuals. A cups, if this is a person, this would be somebody from either this, or could be, right, from the suit of Cancer, or Pisces, or Scorpio, or somebody who has those signs somewhere in their chart, right? And this person typically is somebody who is more intuitive, right? And you see on this card, he's actually riding in on this very clairvoyant dolphin. And this is somebody in some decks he's referred to as, he's kind of the knight in shining armor figure. He's usually very sensitive. He's very gallant. Usually he's bringing in some type of romantic invitation, and you can see that he's holding here the cup, right? So that he has this offering of love that he's bringing in. Definitely capable of, sweeping you off your feet, but he's very, on the negative side, if you want to say it's negative, he can sometimes be ruled more with his heart than his head, right? So he tends to, he can be a little fickle, kind of a little overboard with his emotions, but he's a very sweet person, very passionate, very poetic, very romantic. So this is in the past position. This could be somebody that you have been dealing with, right? Leading into this last weekend of the year. Or this could be just sort of a situation and, possibly a message of either a message of love coming in or a message that, that has or that brings great emotional happiness to you. And then, as we move through the weekend, we have the Four of Wands, which is typically referred to as it's the happy home life card. Sometimes it has to do with marriage, it's stability, it's, the home, the house. And in this deck, it's called completion. So it is, has a slightly different title in this deck, but it's still the Four of Wands cards. And Wands is the Wand suit in the tarot is a suit that has to do with kind of the day-to-day matters, right? The work that we do, the daily chores and tasks that we have to deal with. It's also our enthusiasm, right? Our drive, our ambition, us kind of going after what we want, right? And so that, with the four is a very stable, right? It's a stable number. And it's all about sort of structure, harmony. Can be here it says completion. So it could be a completion of a certain phase or cycle in your life, right? Moving you towards some type of new beginning. And I feel as though there is, these two cards are kind of tied together. There's something that's ending, and then there's very quick news coming in, right? Fast news coming in after this Four of Wands. Another meaning for the wands, like I was saying, it was about, it can be about homes. So this, might have something to do with a home. It's also a card of rejoicing, of celebrating achievements. This can be an achievement in a relationship. So with this, this Prince of Cups before it, this could have been some type of message of love coming in. And now with this Four of Wands card, there's actually a celebration, which could be, an engagement. It could be a marriage. Definitely. So it could be some type of, happiness, or happy event going on here with this Four of Wands card. And then what comes after it with the Eight of Wands. Again, it's fire energy, but this card is called swiftness. And we usually think that it has to do with kind of fast messages coming in, not your, regular mail, sort of snail mail messages. No, this would be back and forth and very quick news coming in. So you sending emails, you receiving emails, you sending text messages, going back and forth on something. Sometimes it does have to do with transformation, which, coming after this completion card here, transformation could have to do with, your relationship transforming, going from being, just dating to getting engaged, or going from getting engaged to getting married, right? Something along those lines. So, but there's definitely transformation, celebrating swift changes, right? Celebrating fast-moving changes. Can sometimes have to do with travel as well. So this could be, travel to distant places, or you find out about that quite quickly. We see here he is coming in on the water here, across water, so it could have something to do with water. Not necessarily, though. I'm more focusing on the on this fast-moving energy, right, surrounding whatever this happy celebration is. It could be, within the work sector. This could be you finishing a project, because it does represent sort of reaching a specific goal. But it's fast moving, okay? It's kind of like nothing can stop it, right? There's swiftness around it, unstoppable kind of energy. So I'm not sure. Obviously, this is going to play out in different ways for different people, right? But it does. I mean, it's a card of success, right? It's but quick success, sudden success, right? Possibly unexpected success. Maybe this has something to do with the Justice card here, right? Maybe you find out about this decision over here, and it's quite unexpected, right? Things come in very quickly. You hear back about something quite quickly, more quickly than what you were expecting, right? So there's something definitely in the air, okay? There's something about to happen. If there's a situation that you need to handle with the Justice card, then this card is about, acting swiftly to resolve matters, okay? Acting, moving quickly with this. I was just picking up something else from the Justice card. I mean, I see this as being either, having to do with more of a relationship. The Justice card here could actually be, could be you dealing with the court, but more to do with, getting married, going to the Justice of the Peace, that type of thing. So this could be news about this, and it happens more quickly than what you had expected. Or this could have to do with a water sign individual, right? Some type of completion, hearing some news about something, and then this karmic justice, because this is a very karmic card, right? There is what goes around comes around, which makes me think of this with the wheel. This is obviously, it's not the Wheel of Fortune, but it makes me think of that with this wheel in the center here. So maybe somebody during this last weekend of the month is getting kind of what they deserved. If they've been acting inappropriately, or have done things to hurt you or harm you in some way, then this could be them getting what they deserve here, getting some karmic justice. So different messages coming in here, again, and with so many people watching, obviously there are many different messages contained in the reading. So with the Island card, let me just, for the Earth Magic Oracle card, I usually like to just read the description so you can get the full meaning of the card. So this card is called Solitude, the Island card, and it says, the solitary tree on this island, surrounded by the glassy sea, can evoke different feelings depending on one's perception and beliefs. The tree, which is in full blossom, stands out amid the relative starkness and is illuminated by a beam of light emerging from the otherwise dark sky. It's an elegant reminder of how even in what might appear to be relatively barren circumstances, there is still beauty and growth. Although an island like this can be a metaphor for isolation and desolation, the thriving tree proves that even in the harshest environments, there is life. We can see the tree's spider-like roots spreading out along the rocks, seeking nourishment from the moist soil. The sense of peace and solitude depicted in this image provides nourishment for the soul. You need to take some time for solitude, preferably in silence. Spend the morning, afternoon, or even the entire day by yourself, completely unplanned and unstructured. The bombardment of your senses by the noise and intensity of society leaves you on alert far more than is necessary. The vibration of millions of people's worry and fear throughout the world can impinge upon you and greatly affect you if you do not honor your need to pull back from time to time. When you have passed through any self-constructed barriers to enjoying the quiet peace of solitude, it will serve you best if you simply observe the thoughts and emotions that pass through you, especially those that cause shortness of breath or a quickening heartbeat. Remember that isolation is experienced not by choice but out of fear. When you decide to spend time with yourself in solitude, however, you are choosing to once again find and connect with who you really are. Okay? So, again, these messages can play out in many different ways. So I do hope that the messages have helped you in some way. I hope that you have a wonderful last weekend of the month and of the year, and I look forward to reading for you again in what will be 2018. So take care, and I'm sending you much peace, love, and light. Bye.